Go. So what's the play, guys?
Violence and Sons.
Rise and Sons. What's your character in it?
Jem Michaels. She's a girl who lives in the valleys and she lives with her dad. And she has a very horrible boyfriend, doesn't treat her right, and uses her just for sex. So she's a very vulnerable girl, really, like inside, but doesn't show it on the outside.
Nice. And your character?
Well, my character is called Liam, and he's had a very bad life because his mum died a few years ago, and he has to live in Wales now, above like a shitty little convenience store.
Whereabouts in Wales?
A village is called, I can never pronounce it, but it's called Cumtaff.
Right, okay.
And he lives with his dad and his horrible stepmom, and they just have sex all the time.
Okay, good. So let's now talk about the set. What do you think is in this? You said a flat above a shop. Did you say? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you envisage.
Well, this is a little bit of a design for the flat. There's going to the door. There won't be a door, but it's the entrance theoretically would be here, and when you go in, there's going to be a little coffee table in the centre, all very like wooden and moth-eaten, and it's going to have like all newspapers all over it and old cigarette butts, and there's just going to be some scruffy old chairs or a sofa, just behind the table, again all tattered, and they're going to have a bit of an access to an old TV, like from the 2000s, you know, the box ones, and there's a DVD player attached to it, and it's on like some kind of propped up stand, and there's going to be all rubbish around the flat, so basically it's going to be very filthy.
So why is it going to be filthy?
Because he lives with his dad, and his dad's a very like a drunk basically. He's a slob. He doesn't care for his son, so we're trying to make the flat look minging, disgusting. He just doesn't care, and he lives in his own filth. He won't care about himself. He won't care about his son.
Okay, excellent. Right. Okay. So any more ideas? What you've is anything else we've not mentioned yet about that?
Well, we're leaving stuff like cans and like fag ends round places again for like his dad, and ashtrays. But we're also having Liam's part where he's got his DVDs, so you can see that it's still where he lives, but he's got a very minimal of what his.
I get that. Yeah, good. Okay, excellent. In terms of lighting, is it going to be what's the lighting going to be like in there in terms of any thoughts about lighting?
It's going to be very dark.
Yeah. Well, I think we should have a light just in the centre where we're going to be sitting, but have round it quite dark and grim, so you kind of get a feel of how grotty the place is.
Right, brilliant. Okay, so now we've talked about set. So you've actually talked about props as well, really, haven't you, in there as well? So what we're going to talk about now is your characters, your character choices and what you've done with your characters. So let's talk about the appearance of the characters to start off with. So let's start with Ezekiel.
Yeah.
So with your character, well, first of all, let's just talk about our kind of her first. Let's talk about her.
Well, the character is coming back from a Doctor Who convention, and he's coming back as Matt Smith as the Doctor. So his hair's going to be quite long. It's the same colour as the Doctor's, so he won't need to wear a wig. And it's going to have a sort of side cliff part like that. And there's going to be a parting down the side here. And it'll cover the ears just a bit as well.
Okay, brilliant. And your character?
Well, she's going to be wearing a red wig because she's dressing as Amy Pond, but in her outfit she changes her skirt and her makeup because as Amy Pond she'd wear light makeup, but that's not Jen. She likes to slap makeup on because she doesn't feel confident without it, and her skirt she's got more short and a bit more slaggish in a way.
Revealing is the word.
Yeah, more revealing.
Okay, so, good. That's fine. So let's now talk about your actual costume design. Why you've chosen those costume designs, or it's within the script. So let's talk about yours first.
Well, it's mentioned in the script that I'm in a Doctor Who cosplay, and I've done some research. Basically, that's the general ensemble of it, and I've done research into the exact specific versions because the character of Liam, he's got a bit of OCD. He'd want it to be exact, so he has a genuine Egyptian fez, a bow tie and a set of braces by a company called Abisot, a pink striped shirt by Paul Smith, a Harris tweed blazer. The trousers are from Topman, called Dogtooth, and the boots are from All Saints, and they're the only bit that isn't going to be fully accurate because the Doctor is a size 10 and the character of Liam, he's only a size 7.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
Excellent, well done. So that's your kind of costume you're
Yeah.
wearing. Brilliant, fantastic. And Keira?
Yeah, it says in the script that she's dressed as Amy Pond, so she's got the strippogram uniform, which is that one there, but she's gonna change it a bit more, so try and show more cleavage, so it's more fitting for her and a bit more revealing than what that is there.
In that one. Brilliant. Sorry, apologise, what was it? And why does she want to be more revealing?
I think because she wants attention from guys, because she doesn't get it from a boyfriend, so I think for her, the only way she'll ever get attention isn't because of her, because of her body. So she likes to show her chest a bit more and a bit more legs than you normally would.
Brilliant. Okay. So let's now talk about personal props. Anything what you're absolutely using yourself in terms of personal props and your choices for that. So let's go to Keira first.
Well, she's got a makeup bag on her. As soon as she comes out, she's fixing her hair. Throughout the scene, she's touching up her lips or her eyes throughout the whole scene.
And why is that?
Because I think she feels a bit uncomfortable and makes sure her face has got to look right, and that if her lips doesn't look right, she's not pretty, or if her eyes don't look right, she's not pretty.
Okay, excellent. And yourself? Any props?
The main prop is this sonic screwdriver,
Right.
which is part of the costume, and it has like a few sound effects and all the actions. And I chose this specific one because there's lots of companies that have made them, but this is by Character Options, and this is like the toy for kids really. So I chose it to kind of emphasise how poor he is, because as I mentioned, he's OCD, he wants everything to be exact. And this is £15, so if this is the most exact it can get, you know, it shows how desperate he is.
Brilliant.
And there's a Doctor Who DVD as well, which he's shown in the episode called Rose, and again, that's chosen to show how poor he is, because it's what they call a vanilla release, just 3 episodes on a disc, and no special features, and you can buy them second hand in, you know, the sex shop in town, not the actual sex shop, but you know, CEX. It's about 50p, and that's all you can afford.
So it's a cheaper edition than buying a deluxe with extra behind the scenes.
Yeah, literally just the episode, nothing else.
And that shows how he's quite poor, really, and he struggles for money.
And there's going to be a remote control prop with 2 AA batteries in for the television, because again, it shows how poor he is that he doesn't have like an up-to-date like Sky Virgin thing. He's just got like a 1960s Saudi Shop 5, I think.
Brilliant. Okay. I think that's it. Is there anything else more we need to say about anything?
Do you say there's anything?
I don't know. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you.